right.
Is this episode 14?
16. 15?
No.
16?
What? Where are you going? Who's got all these numbers? Where are these numbers coming from?
Brian. The sake
I don't know.
Jumping in the
I think it's 14. I think it's 14 because we did 12 was the one I just put up, and then we just recorded 13.
Okay, great.
I hear some weird music coming. John's about to put some music on while I say, welcome to the Geek Savants episode 14. I'm Dave DeWanch.
I'm super ugly.
Mad Max Grant.
Ryan Roberts.
Ronzor.
That honestly looks like you just smashed your Wagoneer into something. What did that? How was that Mad Max?
I crashed. Yeah, it's the family truckster on the side of the road.
Okay.
I decided to record while I'm waiting for the tow truck. So
Matt was driving to Catalina and he said, no more, and just pulled it over.
He was driving to Catalina? That was.
Oh, well, he's driving to the boat, which is going to take him to Catalina. Sorry, you're right.
He's driving his car boat.
That'd be amazing.
Catalina.
Is that a thing, by the way? Is there such a thing as a car boat? There is one, right?
Oh, is there? Yeah, there for sure is.
What is the car boat, Grant? I know that you know what that is. Was it like a not the Volkswagen thing? Was that?
no.
What is it? What's the car boat?
Fuck.
God, what was that thing called?
Oh my
James
God!
Bond.
I rely
James
on
Bond's
you.
car?
Look at what you're doing to me. Look at what you're doing to the show, Grant.
Grant, why have you ruined the show?
I'll remember it.
Google's going to remember it for us.
It's called between 61 and 68, Berlin mechanics built 3,878 amphicars, which were gobbled up by aquaphilic Americans. Aquaphilic, there's a word. Though the run was limited, Ford averages. Oh, that doesn't have anything to do here. I've got a picture for you. Hang on, please. Let me show.
Oh, John is on point. On point.
I do try. Yeah, here you go. Yeah. This is for you, Dave.
Yes, I want one of those. And also, look at those little female tops and bottoms on the right. I love that too.
Ooh, Dave needs this little number right here.
Can we get paid by Nora Cora? Can we get?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Get some sponsorship here. Yeah. So that's a great segue, though. This week.
Amphicars.
We are talking about amphicars. We are talking about
That's you. We're talking about
That's it. Why are amphicars so racist? That's what we're going to talk about this week.
Oh, no one talked about the James Bond car, though.
That's a good car.
Ooh.
I got it on a list.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Spoilers.
full of fucking lists. Grant's got it.
Grant, is this our first new episode where Grant pulls out one of his dumb lists? I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Let's mark this down. Number 14. Grant pulled out one of his first lists of this dumb.
BGC 9.8. First Grant pulling a list out.
Yeah. Guys, I've got a list.
So, good segue. This week we are talking about our favorite and our worst cars in TV
Live action.
and film. Live action.
TV, not cartoon.
We had to make sure because we had so many options.
Cartoon ones.
Narrow it down.
I know. Well, the Flintstones one, of course, is number one. So, I mean, what are you going to do?
Stop it.
We all picked that one.
All mask vehicles.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. That was the one.
Yeah.
Shit, that was right. It was that.
Okay, yeah.
We lost Brian. Oh, there it is.
Just switch spots. They just switch spots. You're fine. You're fine. So we did TVs and movies, and it was all vehicles. It wasn't just cars, right? Or did we do just cars?
I mean, the focus is on cars, but pretty much any vehicle is up for grabs.
Why did we come up with this topic? This seems like a real.
This is a Grant topic, of course.
Yeah.
Like best foot tattoos. See last episode. Or cars, I guess. So anyway, let's get around.
If it has anything to do with cars, there is absolutely no way it's the rest of us. All right, it's definitely Grant.
That's true. Well, here's the thing. If anyone's watching this and going, fuck this episode, leave something in the comment and tell us what you want us to talk about next.
When we get to the episode called What Comics Did You Jerk Off To? Don't worry, that's my episode.
Oh, we've been talking about that on the under for like weeks now.
John just did a solo episode where he did a full hour on it.
Let's be real, John. You looked at that list and you gave yourself a solid 3 minutes.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Each episode is 3 minutes long.
I
Right?
want to go. I want to do real time podcasting. I'm live streaming this on YouTube. Right?
By the way, John, where the fuck are you right now?
Guys, I've got a new job. What I do is I go in there with scuba gear on and clean that thing out top to bottom, man. I really just get in there, wipe it all down, just using wipes, baby wipes. So that's my new job.
By a honey bucket.
Oh yeah, the honey hole. I go right straight into the honey hole, if you know what I mean.
I think that might have to be the name of the episode, but
The
I also
honey
don't
hole.
think it makes any sense.
Straight into the honey hole.
Right straight into the honey hole. All right, Grant, why, since this is your dumb episode, I don't mean that, by the way. I love this episode. Way better than Dave's Snyder Cut episode, which he hijacked us with last week. We were supposed to do this episode last week, and wouldn't you know it, Daved us.
He always
Hey, that's-
Dave, Dave do what Dave do. Okay, Dave,
Don't damn with Dave, because Dave do what damn Dave do. The diabolical Dave. All right, Grant, what's your first? You want to do topsies or bottomsies?
we'll do tops.
yeah, D-tops.
Okay, so what was your top? It was
It was really rough for me because there's so many to choose from. But when I look back at cars that I would want to own that I could actually possibly own from TVs and
that
movies,
was not a thing that we had to pick, by the way. That's Grant's own specific rule.
it's just my rule for me. Like I probably would never get a DeLorean, even though I theoretically could.
Well, what loser would pick a DeLorean?
I know.
But theoretically, anyone could, I guess. But it takes a real special person to buy
I
it.
don't know.
My pick was Christine,
Oh, all right.
which is a 1958. It's a Belvedere, a Savoy, or a Fury. They actually used all three vehicles throughout the movie from 1958 because they're all pretty much the same. They're just different trim levels. And
Trim level.
yeah, depending on which one is called which. And one cool thing I found out about researching it was during the movie, when Christine gets all bashed up and then she heals herself because she's possessed or whatever. I always thought it was almost like a stop motion thing where they beat up the car and then they would just play it in reverse. But in actuality, they built like plastic pieces of the car, like hydroformed plastic body panels, and they had hydraulics hooked up to the insides to like suck it in and make it look like it was
interesting.
and then they did reverse the film. So it was kind of a combination of things.
So they just didn't like basically want to destroy a car every single time they like did this shot or something.
Exactly. But they did destroy a lot of cars.
Okay, so I need to know though, like you picked this car, great job, love this car, fantastic ride. You'd look really good in it. By the way,
And also, John, we cannot go without saying that Grant loves some doo-wop, and this is definitely like a doo-woppy
yeah.
car, right?
He likes a wide body, if you know what I mean, and this is a real wide body.
Real heavy, low to the
You'd
ground.
be able to run over all the people that talked bad about you growing up, which is really good. Death to all the shitters. That's right. Yes. But I want to know, Grant. Like, I got to know. So, this car you're driving around in, the one you want, is it also possessed?
Of course.
Okay. It's a murder car.
I think that anything in Grant's life with a female name is possessed by the devil. That's all I'm going to say, okay? It's just a thing.
How amazing would it be to have a car that always talks to you through songs?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Like a Bumblebee situation?
Yeah. It's like weird how this radio keeps only playing songs called "I Wanna Murder You."
I'm waiting for the day that Grant calls us all on a group call and is like, guys, I'm in a bumblebee situation where the car is talking to me.
I believe the car is talking to me. It's played 550 songs in a row, and they all mean something to me.
Right. Oh,
I am a wanderer. That's weird.
Oh my god! Dion and the Belmont song came on the fucking radio the other day, and I was all, Frankie Grant. Like I could not.
Grant, what Dion and the Belmont song is that? Because they only got one hit out. What is it?
Well, The Wanderers.
It's The Wanderer.
Oh, it's Wanderers. Oh, yeah. Wah, wah, wah.
You should end the episode with that fucking song.
That's like. It's like the perfect Grant song is The Wanderer. That is like, is that your like one of your top 50s doo-wop songs?
For sure. Yeah.
I mean, every time that song comes on, Grant has to rip his shirt off and fucking dance around, the weirdest way. Grant, you dance to 50s music.
I've seen Grant do his like at the full blare of his voice singing wah 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 wah. Drunk at a party, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
All right, Ron.
Karaoke episode.
Let's just do karaoke. Yeah, we'll all just sit here on Zoom.
Just do it.
Yeah, that'd be fucking awesome, Ron. That's actually a good idea.
That's a great idea. How about this? If you're still listening to this fucking episode,
No.
Nobody is.
no, and here's the thing: give us fucking suggestions of what song you want the Geek Savants to sing, and we'll fucking do it.
What I love about the analytics on YouTube is that it tells you how long people listen to our episodes. And like, we'll put up like a 50-minute episode and they make it through about like 11 minutes.
Yeah. Yes.
I'd love to see like what point people are like, that was enough. That was enough right there. Okay, I got it.
No more.
Got what I needed out of that. All right, Ron, what is your first one?
Okay, so it's a favorite car, right? So I picked the DeLorean from Back to the Future. Bing.
I've heard of this movie.
Yeah, just a little movie.
I did pick the second one. I'm sorry. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, that's right, because it's got the blender on the back, right?
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mr. Coffee or whatever.
Yeah.
It's Mr. Fusion.
I mean, when you first saw this movie, the first one, did any of you know? I mean, probably Grant did because he's a gearhead. But did you guys even know what a DeLorean was, or were you like, "What the fuck is a DeLorean?" And it's a time machine? I had never seen a DeLorean. I wasn't a gearhead or anything.
I think that's what makes it so cool is that like people didn't really know too much about it.
Yeah.
This one's got a watermark, but I was going to show you guys this one. Hang on real quick. The DeLorean is such a rad car. Grant, what do you know about the DeLorean except for it was cocaine, I think, was smuggled in it?
Yeah, it's all cocaine. It's a stainless steel body. It's got a Peugeot motor. It's kind of a mishmash of vehicles.
Well, I was looking a little bit of it up, and originally it was supposed to be a mid-engine rotary. So like the RX-7, that's what they were originally going to put in it. It was going to be like a safety car, so it was going to have all these high tech, kind of safety things in it, and it was going to be a badass car. But of course, like every project, they start doing cuts. Well, this has to come out by this time, so we're going to cut this out. We're not going to use the rotary. We're going to use this motor. Oh, this motor's not going to work, and it ended up becoming this badass looking but kind of inept car. The motor was way underpowered, so the sales, I think it sold like 8,000 and something, and that was it. In 2 years,
there was a movie that came out about the DeLorean, right? Oh fuck, what was it called? Sorry, I didn't mean to speak.
I put up the 3 on here. So you got your top one is the first one, the middle is the second, and then of course the bottom one with the white walls is the third one, with the little train bumper on the front, and then they've got, I can't remember, they did some kind of rig right here. So you like, which one is your guys' favorite out of these 3?
The middle.
Mr. Fusion.
Yeah.
So, and also, guys, just to let you know, there's a documentary called Framing John DeLorean, and it's available to watch for free on Hulu. So if you have it and you want more information about this car, there you go.
Ron, now on your favorite, if you own this one, would it be one that had to go back in time? Obviously, right? I mean, you don't want one that's just a regular DeLorean.
Well, I've seen people actually fix these up now, and they've put like LS motors in the back and made them like hot rods and stuff like. I wouldn't mind in the real world having one of those.
The gull, you know, I have a weird fetish for gull wing doors. I don't know if I want one with anything with gull wing doors, but I just want to like sit in something and like do the gull wing doors.
Your doors. Hey, John, how's it going? How are you, John? You want to come over?
Which Tesla has the gull wing, Grant?
The Model X, and they're Falcon wing doors.
Yeah, those are the ones. That's the
they do
not
like
the
a
SUV, but that's the bigger one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Like you can set it so that you can like as you walk up, it's all, hey, what's up, and it just opens up for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Bri, what's your what was your first pick?
I have more than one pick. I picked Ecto 1.
What did you say to me, motherfucker? Did you say something? You're about your penis? What did you say?
Ecto 1.
Look at this thing. I love this thing.
Yeah. This would definitely be like a car that you would try to find and you would make it look exactly like this and just to ensure that you would never, ever be able to have sex ever again. Like, it's a commitment.
Whoa. You could get Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
What about Janice or whatever her name is? Like, Egon was definitely tapping that.
Yeah.
I guess
for sure.
You could be right, but I don't know if you want to take the risk. I don't know if this is a good life decision, but it is an amazing, iconic fucking car.
Does Brian, does yours have all the stuff in it too? If you got this car, would it have to have all the stuff?
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, you got to fight ghosts. You're not driving this thing around just to go get a bagel. You got to go like fight ghosts in this thing.
I want all the stuff that they never used in the movie. I want it all in there. I don't care.
Have you guys seen the trailer for the new one that's coming out?
Yeah.
And it has that side seat that pops out.
Yeah. I want to see that. That movie is another one that got hit by this whole COVID thing.
Yeah, it did.
They
just put it out. Just put it out.
They're pushing it all the way till next year.
Ugh.
I know.
I'm like, all of that fucking, like, all of the entertainment getting pushed back is really bumming me out, like, super hard. Like, I really was like...
Not the 100,000 deaths so much. It's more like that I don't get to watch Wonder Woman 84 is what
look, man, I definitely am bummed about the dead people. Clearly, I'm bummed.
Clearly.
But while I'm trapped in my fucking apartment, contemplating...
If maybe they could just put out Black Widow, that'd be fantastic.
Awesome. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is I want a couple movies. That's all.
Look, if it's going to take another 50,000 dead, I don't care. I just want to see Wonder Woman 84. Is that so much? Jeez.
Really? I don't want to see that movie fucking one bit. Like, not even one little bit.
You don't?
I just sacrificed 50,000 people to see that movie.
For that movie, right? No, but I mean, like, shit like Falcon Winter Soldier. Oh, man, I was into it. Mandalorian.
That shit, though, you know what's so crazy about that and Vision, Scarlet Witch, Loki, all that shit? Even like in December of last year, they were like, cool, we'll put these out in December of next year. They were already like a year away.
Yeah.
It's crazy how long they were waiting to put those out, especially since they had Mando so early. And then they were like, yeah, you know how you loved Mando so much? Wait another year and then you'll be able to get the Marvel version of this. It's like, oh my God.
I'm telling you, that's why they sold those 3-year plans right off the bat. They were like, we need to lock these fuckers in because like the commoners that are just like in it month to month, they're going to fucking go away after Mandalorian's gone. They'll just drop it and come back when something.
Not us. We'll stick around until.
Are you okay. Sorry, sidebar.
Yeah, way to just David.
Big sidebar.
Everyone has
Dave Bar.
Everyone here has it.
Yes,
I still have it,
and no one's getting rid of it.
Reason.
What? You love it.
Although the kids just watched Return of the Jedi. Actually.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Boom! You used it.
That's right. I used it.
You can't slag it. You just used it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been watching Star versus the Forces of Evil every night. It's fucking awesome. And I'm like,
that little girl's cartoon is really cool, Dave. Thanks for pointing that out.
I love it. It's just like Gravity Falls, only it's got a romance in it. It's fucking awesome. You'll love it.
All right, Dave. Let's come back from the Dave Bar and you tell me about your favorite vehicle.
All right. So this movie really affected my childhood, and it like seriously was probably the first horror movie the first sci-fi movie I ever saw, the first revenge movie I ever fucking saw.
True.
It's fucking crazy. And it's called the Wraith. And the Wraith car doesn't look like fucking much, but back in my like fucking childhood, this is a Dodge M4S. And it was the future, right? In like that came out in the 80s. The movie came out in 1986. It stars like Charlie Sheen, Sherilyn Fenn, by the way.
Ooh.
Grant, tell me about Sherilyn Fenn. Just make a grunting noise, Grant. A grunt noise. Ooh, Sherilyn. Like Nick Cassavetes is in it, Randy Quaid's in it. It's basically about a guy who is murdered and comes back a la Ghost Rider. Ooh, Sherilyn.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby. Stop it. Stop it, Sherilyn Fenn.
Hang on, everybody.
If that doesn't scream sex to you, I don't know what fucking does.
Wait, what?
I know. If
That's the wrong reaction.
By the way, I love it.
That was the wrong reaction. That was not the right reaction.
John, what are you doing?
I got all excited. Next thing you know, I just went
blading
right to
his
that.
mic.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. I mean, I like that reaction, but next time make sure.
Yeah, that was bad. Bad.
So it's basically Ghost Rider, right? I mean, it's like a guy gets murdered, and then like all of the people that did him wrong start getting fucking murdered in horrific ways by this weird Ghost Rider that drives around in this fucking badass car.
Do you remember so there's Cassavetes is the main bad guy, and then there's like the smart one is Clint Howard. But do you remember the names of the two guys? The other two guys? There were two other like bad guys. I believe one's name is Scuzz.
Yes. And
I don't want to get him confused with Skag from The Crow.
And like Skidmark or some shit like that. It's like
it's like Scuzz and Road Pony or something like that.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's so good. And it was all filmed on location in like 1 week in Arizona. They just said low budget this shit and make this weird like like it's almost like Christine, but like with Ghost Rider and set with this fucking amazing car. I love this car.
I messed it up. It was Skank and Gutter Boy, and Clint Howard played Rughead.
That's amazing.
I love it. I love this movie.
I haven't seen this movie in a long time, but like
I just watched this movie like last year, dude. I love this movie.
Okay, so
this is my jam.
This movie and like Night of the Comet, like just almost everything that I ever fucking did in my life. Like I just fucking love these movies so much. Last Starfighter is another one that I'm just like, video games, cars, and fucking zombies. That's all that I cared about, and this is why I picked this movie. I fucking love it. I love it. And the reveal at the end where you're like, shocking, it's this guy. You're like, no, we knew that.
Where like his younger brother comes out from the diner and is just like, realizes that it's his older brother. Oh, man.
And yet that's still a touching scene. You're still
It is touching.
Oh, it's great. It's great. That movie, I would say if you can fucking, let me see if it's streaming anywhere. But like,
all right, well, you do that. I'll pick this is my first one. See, I go outside the box, everybody. Like these guys, immediately all they think of is car. And I'm thinking, if I'm going to pick a vehicle from a TV show or a movie, it's like I want to be able to really have a good time. So I chose The Love Boat. Okay.
Exciting and new, John. Exciting.
It is exciting and new. Look at that pixelated picture I put up there. Isn't that fantastic? But what's good about The Love Boat is that there's just a lot of entertainment on there. Mm-hmm. It's like, pros. A lot of hanky-panky, a lot of 70s hanky and early 80s hanky-panky, right? We're going to get appearances from like Rip Torn, or Rip Torn?
Got it right.
I think that's his name, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the actor. I'm probably wrong on this one. We're going to get, appearances from like Shelley Winters. There's going to be a lot of stars that are going to come on.
Hey, John, was there ever there had to have been a crossover, because I think it came out afterwards, but was there a Love Boat Fantasy Island crossover? And if not, why wasn't there one?
You Google that, because I don't think there was, actually.
They were always on like one right before the other.
That's the only thing. Is that one was on right before the other. Love Boat first, Fantasy. The only reason I say no is because Fantasy Island was kind of dark. That was a dark show.
Yeah.
So I just don't think that they would do a crossover where like the boat docks and then half the passengers end up lost in some old Russian gulag or something like that. I don't know what the hell they do on that show. But the only con I could really find about this vehicle is that I might catch like some type of stomach bug on here. I don't know. There's a lot of
hopefully
people.
that's all you catch.
Oh,
Yeah.
There was a one-time crossover, John. There was a one-time crossover.
Oh, really?
They actually docked there for one episode.
Really?
It's terrible.
That's fantastic.
Horrific? That sounds horrific.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
I feel
Captain Stubing's fantasy to get hair.
Should we watch that episode? Should we watch that episode and fucking do a commentary? Because that sounds amazeballs.
If we could find that anywhere, I'd be proud of us.
Oh, dude, there's this thing. It's called YouTube. We're on it. We could fucking find it and we just watch it on YouTube while we're.
Yeah, they don't I don't know of anyone that shows those shows.
Have we? What about? Did we talked about Ron and his dark webness? Like maybe Ron could go out and maybe Bitcoin that for us.
Thank you, Ron.
What?
Yeah.
You mean I should purchase it on Amazon?
Use your Bitcoin, go on the dark web. Maybe you'll have to get a package. It'll be that one Love Boat episode, hashish, and
it might be in Russian though.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
Russian.
It really comes in, and of course Molly. You're gonna have to get lots of Molly. Yeah, the hashish conversation kind of drove the child away. Oh my god, I just dropped my mic.
Hulu have a new thing to where you can do like a group watch now. Like people can.
That would be fun.
That would be fun. I'd love to watch an episode of Love Boat and Fantasy Island.
I'll bet you money was that on CBS? Was the Love Boat on CBS?
ABC.
So.
Yeah.
Oh, it was ABC?
Yeah, it was an ABC show.
That's a Disney-owned property?
Oh, would that mean it's on Hulu? Oh, because ABC is Hulu. I don't know. This sounds
Look it up, Dave.
All right.
Xfinity Stream. Let's see. Amazon.
Now, John, can you sing The Love Boat?
YouTube TV has it.
Sorry, my microphone fell off the stand. I got so excited that the microphone fell off the stand.
That there was a crossover.
Yeah.
So I know that there is a savant that has YouTube, pay YouTube. Maybe we just put it up.
The Love Boat soon will be making another run.
But yeah, it was ABC. How about Hulu? Does Hulu have it?
The Love Boat.
It's got something for everyone.
I don't know the rest.
Set your course for adventure, your mind on a new romance.
And that's when I turn around with a cocktail in between like a little a ring.
Hulu doesn't have it.
Nobody's got those old.
My favorite shows, but when it came on, I would actually watch it. Like I wouldn't turn it on to watch it, but if I was flipping channels,
keep watching it.
Dude, the Love Boat Fantasy Island night was a solid night. That was a good night of TV.
I like Fantasy Island, but not.
I feel like there was an episode where like Gopher, was it Gopher?
Heard somebody?
It was Gopher. Fucking, he had a great singing voice, like a la John, but he could only sing in the shower. So they put him on stage in a shower.
Ooh.
I imagine that if Grant reenacted that, it would be the best thing ever.
I only can sing well in a porta potty, so luckily I'm in a porta potty today.
That's right.
All right, Grant, before we get into our worst ones, do you want to go over your fucking list, by the way?
Meh.
Sure.
Don't sidetrack this with your list, Grant.
It's a rather long list, so we'll go through it.
It wouldn't be a Grant list if it wasn't hell of long.
If there's anything on this fucking list that we all disagree with, we have to stone Grant. Like, fucking throw shit at him. No, not the good stuff.
Oh, what? Oh, I'm sorry, I was stoning him, bro.
We have to mention Mad Max. You've got his Interceptor from the original movies, and then you've got the amazing post-apocalyptic, constructions of vehicles, which are my favorites.
Did we were not together when Fury Road came out, were we? No, we didn't record after. Like, what Fury Road was just incredible. Is Fury Road got to be one of the best movies of the last 10 years, right? I mean, it truly was a visionary and achievement, I thought.
I think that it was probably the best action movie to come out in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And that includes all the fucking
John Wicks. Raids. I think
all the movies, all of it, because you didn't expect it. You didn't fucking think. You didn't see that shit coming at all.
I had pretty low expectations for it.
Plus, you had this 70-year-old director that was like hadn't directed that much. It comes out bananas movie, man.
The problem, like it came out. They did a preview of it at San Diego. San Diego? I can't remember. I think it was San Diego. It was one of those. And I remember people being like coming because it wasn't going to come out till like later on in the year. And I remember people coming out of that being like, this movie's freaking incredible. And so my expectations, of course, were like off the charts going in, but it lived up to them, I think.
Yeah. I remember seeing it in 3D in the theaters, and it was my first 3D Blu-ray too. I was just like, this fucking thing is insane.
We get it. You have a 3D TV, Dave.
No, but it was in your face the entire time. It did not.
All right, Graham, what's next?
Oh.
The Blade Runner spinners.
Oh, yeah.
Flying cars.
Yeah.
All right. Whatever you say.
From James Bond, we've got the Lotus Esprit, the white one that turned into a sub.
That one's so dope. My favorite.
Super cool.
Yep. And that was
which one? That one's from You Only Live Twice. What is that from?
Spy Who Loved Me.
Spy Who Loved Me.
Spy Who Loved Me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a more one, right? Yeah.
One of the cars that Christine just barely eked out was Bandit's Trans Am.
Ooh, that's a good one. I love that car. I hate Pontiacs.
And then we've got American Graffiti, which is just
no. Next.
Scott, get your doo-wop shit out of here.
Get your doo-wop shit.
Fuck out of here with that.
Get that shit right out of here.
Oh, goddamn, I hate you guys. Bullet had a 68 GT390 Mustang.
I've never seen Bullet. I've never seen it. Is it good?
Yeah,
you have to watch that one scene. That's all you have to watch.
The car chase.
The car chase, yeah.
Okay.
The Bluesmobile.
Oh, yeah. With the thing on top, of course.
Iconic.
Yeah.
The Pacer in Wayne's World.
Ah, that's a good one. That's a really good one. What's in the top? What do they have in like the bubble up on the top? Is it Twizzlers? No, or red vines? Doesn't he like pull like red vines out of the roof, or am I thinking of something else? Is that my fever dreams? Where there's a red vine dispenser in a car.
Always fucking retconning shit in your mind, John. Always. Like, I think that
right. There's something about red vines or Twizzler or something like that.
Can I switch my pick to the boat that Willy Wonka drove?
In Better Off Dead, there's a few vehicles. There's his 67 Camaro that he builds with his lady friend.
Oh yeah, with Simone. No, what's her name?
Is it Simone?
I can't remember.
And then Badger's space shuttle at the end. That's a good one.
Badger, what's a little boy like you doing with grown-up smut like this?
It's big boy smut, by the way.
Big boy smut.
Like how to pick up trashy women.
Yeah, how to pick up trashy women.
16 Candles had a sweet Rolls Royce convertible.
Yeah, look at that. Is that a red rope dispenser?
Red vine dispenser from it.
Whoa.
It wasn't a fever dream. I like that. I'm not hallucinating.
Hey, you didn't go airborne at all. You haven't done any like.
Yeah, what about Airwolf?
No, Dave, you said Airborne. That is a rollerblade movie. I just wanted you to.
What I meant by that, like Brian said, it's Airwolf and fucking Blue Thunder. Blue Thunder. Yes, I love Blue Thunder. And also Street Hawk, which is amazing.
Motorcycle.
Yeah.
Now, could you not include things like the Millennium Falcon?
Now, I would. I guess you could, but I think that we could do sci-fi vehicles and make that a whole nother episode.
That's a whole nother episode.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Ferris Bueller had the spider Modena Spider Ferrari.
Oh yeah.
And
they thought that like by rolling it in reverse, they would eliminate mileage off
the mileage, right?
Yeah.
Only teenagers would ever think that.
Right. And in vacation, we have the family truckster.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, when Granny, you gonna mention Airborne?
No.
Seth
No.
Green was in that?
Wow.
So is Jack Black.
What?
Guys, I want to make an announcement on air. I saw this in the theater. Thank you. This came out in like 1994, by the way.
What girl did you try to get in the sack and shame yourself while doing it while watching that movie?
My cousin Griffin. We went to get two grown males went to go see Airborne in the theater by themselves.
John, if you're gonna throw in rollerblades, you might as well put in BMX Bandits.
Oh hell yeah! That's an Australian classic with a young Nicole Kidman, early Kidman,
and Gleaming the Cube.
Gleaming the Clube.
I can't even make that the name of the episode, but I want to so bad. You mean the Clube?
All right, Gray, you got any more on your list?
A lot. We get
okay.
Rattle them up. No. Let's go.
Okay. Dumb and Dumber, the Shag and Wagon, and the
Fair.
Thelma and Louise, we have the T-Bird.
No.
Don't care.
RoboCop had the 6000 SUX.
All right.
The Ford Taurus.
Yep. Grease Lightning was the...
What's Grease Lightning?
Grease Lightning had the one thing I liked about Grease Lightning, clear top, like clear hood. Don't know why they needed it, but I loved it. Brian, stop looking at your Ecto-1 Lego set back there.
Herbie the Love Bug.
Back there, I think.
Oh, Herbie.
Herbie is awesome.
Herbie was awesome.
Yeah.
The Corvette from Corvette Summer.
Oh man, that affected my life too.
Young Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
You guys remember Duel?
Of course. Steven Spielberg's first movie, Duel.
It had a couple.
I was thinking about that. movie.
Duel did not have cool cars in it.
Maximum Overdrive with the Green Goblin semi.
Hands down, like one of the most like useless like images in a movie is having that Green Goblin. It didn't do anything in the movie, really.
But it was iconic as fuck. Like when you saw those movie posters, you were like, "What the fuck is this?"
Just a reminder, though, that movie is horrible.
I don't think I've seen it since.
I don't know if I've seen it since.
That's because Stephen King was high the entire time.
When was the last time you saw it there, Grant? Do you remember?
At least 1988.
It wasn't the time that we went and saw it together at the UA
Well, that probably was it, yeah.
In Hayward. Instead of going to see Aliens, we chose to see Maximum Overdrive instead. The greatest thing about this story is that, like, Grant and I and his brother and mom go to the movies. His younger brother and mom go to see Aliens. And somehow we, because of the Green Goblin, we're like, we're going to see Maximum Overdrive. And so, like, we watch Maximum Overdrive. It's awful. But it's like an hour and a half. It's like a tight hour and a half. We get out of Maximum Overdrive and I'm like, all right, we're just going to go over to the theater where Grant's mom and brother are watching Aliens. And we walk into Aliens right when they're escaping the first time from when like Frost and Ape, they all got killed the first time. And they were leaving in like the little like low to the ground.
We had to sit in the front.
Did we really?
Yeah, we had to go in the front row, and our minds were blown, and we're like, "What the fuck did we just miss?"
I know, dude. I couldn't believe. Like from that point on,
get your kids in order, okay? We're on a show. Disappear into the background.
That's it. Brian's going to beat his children. Oh God.
We begin.
And he's back. Okay, good. We did not talk bad about you at all when you were.
I bet not.
Yeah.
No.
Fast Times, Ridgemont High. We've got Jefferson's 79 Z28.
He's gonna kill us. He's gonna kill us. Well, hey man, is he gonna shit or is he gonna kill us?
And I got a quick quiz for you guys. Do you guys remember what vehicle Shelley and the kid were in Cujo? Shelley Long.
It's a Pinto.
It is a Pinto.
Wow, good job.
You know why he said that, right? Because he's got a thing for old ladies and Pintos, like so hard. This guy.
Oh yeah, dude. If they're trapped in a Pinto.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys remember the movie
Scavenger Hunt?
Which one?
I love the idea of you rolling up on Shelley Long in a Pinto.
That's not Shelley Long.
It's not Shelley Long?
No. It's Shelley was her name in the movie. It's actually what was her name? Oh, D Wallace.
Schneider.
D
Wallace.
D Wallace.
Yeah. D Wallace.
D Schneider is from Twisted Sister.
Yeah, right. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Imagine like if Cujo had D Snyder in it instead of D Wallace. That would be pretty good.
That's the mom.
Gas station where D Snyder rolls up. I love that. Sorry. Continue.
She also was the mom in E.T., so we could replace D Snyder in that one. How's that?
Weird Science. Gary and Wyatt had a 928 Porsche and a Ferrari that.
Oh, you're talking about the cars they actually had, the Wyatt and the Gary cars?
Yeah,
with their license plate. Yeah.
I'm going to say this though: like any car that is just a car is just a car.
Stop
Am I wrong?
listing those. Why are you listing? Give us something special here.
They are. They were okay. Christmas Vacation had Eddie's motorhome, Uncle Eddie. That's pretty iconic. Okay, Purple Rain motorcycle.
Yes, I mean, but that's iconic as fuck.
It's like, oh, that's great.
Yes.
That's it, right there.
Pee Wee Herman's his bike.
Oh, bicycle. Yeah.
How about the little moped that Dumb and Dumber that?
I already said that.
The mini bike.
Oh, I thought you just said the shaggin' wagon.
I said the shaggin' wagon and the scooter.
I don't listen to half the things you say. I'm sorry.
Do you guys remember the EM50 urban assault vehicle in stripes?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
How
about the Paperboy 2000?
Yeah.
No?
That's from Chris.
Yeah,
Williams?
from Get a Life.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's also what's funny is that it's also the same thing from a movie called like Damnation Alley. Here, let me show it to you. This is
Tank, isn't it?
It's a really cool like vehicle. Here, I'm sorry.
By the way, yeah, the tank from the movie Tank. How about that? That sounds rad. That's pretty awesome. By the way, Grant, do you have a fucking exhausting, extensive list of bad vehicles too, or just good ones?
Well, some of these are bad.
Most of them are bad.
Here is
my childhood.
This is the vehicle from the Paperboy 2000. It was also in a movie called Damnation Alley. Yeah. Wow, that is fucking small, isn't it? Let's see.
You were good the first time.
There we go. That thing is dope.
Oh man, you ought to drive that to work. It's got like three wheels for no reason.
Oh, dude, I know. And like, what's so rad is when I went down to Universal Studios one time, I remember we were driving down the freeway, and I look over to the side. And parked in like a fenced-in yard, like is this freaking vehicle like sitting there? As I was young too, man. I was like probably I had to one of my early trips to Universal. So I mean that shit. I was like, ooh, I want that. So you could actually find that probably somewhere.
I was just at Universal Studios before COVID, and they still had that alley of all the cars, all of the famous cars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're all kind of beat up and pretty much stripped out because they don't really like patrol it, so people just go over and steal a bunch of shit off these cars. It's kind of sad, but it's dope to see all of them in a row still.
From Pulp Fiction, there's three that I picked. I got the Zed's Chopper, and the Wolf drove an NSX, and the 74 Nova that Travolta.
Right, next one.
Yeah.
I mean, like, here's the thing. You've listed a ton of fucking cars that are just normal cars, and you did not list the iconic Starsky and Hutch fucking cars. So I feel like
all these are movie cars. The TV cars are next.
Oh my god!
Oh no, we don't have time for that.
We
do not have time for that.
Episode.
No, we're gonna stop soon.
These are better.
How about the white cabriolet convertible that the girl from Can't Buy Me Love drove?
John, stop talking about your jack off moments, bro. I'm over.
I love that car. All right, Grant, why don't you tell me
just a jack off in it?
We're gonna wrap this up with you, Grant. Can you just or can you want to give any more, or do you want to just go to your worst car?
So we've got the Bluth company stair car from Arrested Development.
All right, I'm going to leave. I'm going to go to the bathroom for about an hour and a half. Jesus
right.
Christ, man.
How can we not talk about the A-Team van?
Yeah, I was waiting for that one.
Start with the 18.
I'm getting to it.
Christ, what are you doing?
He's building up to it.
I know. God.
What's going on?
This dude is like, hey, in an episode of Beverly Hills 90210, in the background, there was a really cool Pontiac.
Eve's Blue Corvette, 1987. Sweet.
That's one of them.
What are
The Chips motorcycles.
Oh my.
Wonder Woman's invisible jet.
This actually feels just like an old episode where Grant would come with a fucking a list and you just like roll it out and be like, and then this and this and this.
You guys suck my balls.
Mark where Grant starts doing his list and then see where people stop watching the episode.
Oh my God. I want Grant to have a list of like 90s music and just be like, Sugar Ray.
He's like the energy vampire on What We Do in the Shadows. He's just like, guys, you remember the A-Team van? And we're all just like,
it's too much.
all right, Grant, what is your worst vehicle?
Papa Roach.
I picked the original the Batmobile from the Keaton Batman movies.
You know, you hate this one.
Yeah, you know, when the movie came out, I was so stoked for the movie that I kind of liked it, but then I just really grew to hate it because it's so plasticky and kind of, I don't know, contrived. It's just, I don't know.
I mean, it's a time capsule fucking vehicle, though, Grant. I think that when you saw it, you lost your fucking mind how cool it was. At least I did. It's the cockpit slides open. It's fucking dope. It's got this weird turbine in the front of it. It's dope.
For me, it was more about Batman and just seeing a Batman movie and seeing the car. I was kind of just disappointed.
I don't love it.
Really?
I didn't. Well, I'll tell you. Like Dave said, it's like at the time I was kind of like, "Oh, this is cool." This, by the way, I don't even think this is the original. Is this the one from the first one? I might have pulled the wrong one, but it. I was like, "Oh, this is kind of cool" because it's from the Batman movie. But as time has gone on, I'm like, nah, dog.
I also think that, though, John, you'll probably go back and be like, "Well, that Batman movie was really cool at the time, and it's not cool now." So everything that's associated with that movie is just not nearly as cool as
good soundtrack though.
In '89.
I haven't watched '89 in a long time.
It's
not that great.
It's kind of rough.
Which one had the seals?
Good parts though.
That one?
3. I think the third one had the seals on.
Oh yeah, that was.
Yeah, for sure.
But
yeah,
the first one had the Prince soundtrack.
Yeah, first one had Bat Dance on it with fucking Prince.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that soundtrack was all right. I mean, it wasn't great, but the Danny Elfman soundtrack is fucking unbelievable in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I see what you're saying about this as a vehicle, but I disagree in that it's a time capsule like the Wraith is for me. The Wraith car is just goofy and silly too, but I still like it.
Did we lose Ron? We lost Ron.
Right.
Ron, did you die? Well, good. I didn't like him very much, guys. I just wanted to tell you. I'm glad he's gone. Woo!
Pixelating his either hatred or laughter right now. He's like,
oh, wait, guys, he's back. Oh, geez. Fuck.
Did I pull a Dave?
Ignore what I just said about him.
What do you think, Ron? What do you think about this Batmobile? Did you like it? Do you hate it?
Out of the Batmobiles, that's a much better Batmobile than the Batmobile that I picked.
Why don't we segue into Ron's pick then?
Mm-hmm.
I thought Ron's was really interesting.
It's the ugliest Batmobile.
I actually like that one.
God damn you, Grant.
It reminds me of the Batman Returns or Dark Knight Returns, vehicle where it's kind of tanky.
Okay, now obviously I picked what appears to be a toy version of this. I didn't realize that.
By the way,
I just grabbed stuff off the internet, ladies and gentlemen. How can I
it's a
do?
fucking abomination, and it's not. I mean, if it was a real car, it barely moved. Okay, let's just be real on this one. This is not a real car. It's
what? Why don't you like this?
It's just ugly. It's ugly as sin.
You didn't like that, like a little motorcycle busted out there when it got wrecked?
And plus, like that front end, if he really got into some sort of attack from somebody, those wheels are going to come flying right off.
It's not the most practical.
So if Ron was Batman, Bat Ron would never fucking do this shit.
Well, that's a good question. I was just going to ask you, so Dave, you're a writer. So I want to ask your opinion about this. Like, why haven't they gone with the more like, I don't know, sleek? Why haven't they gone more James Bond style? And why do they keep going towards these style things? They're getting weirder and weirder as the movies go on.
I think that they're trying to justify what Batman can and cannot do as a human being. So they're like, everything's like utilitarian in a way, like
a big military type of weapon or something.
Yeah, it's like you already have to like suspend your disbelief, right? If he rolled up in a Ferrari, everyone would be like, well, didn't Bruce Wayne just roll up in a Ferrari like just a second ago? Is this you know what I mean? Like, he's meant for war, this Batman.
What did the Batmobile look like in Batman versus Superman?
Similar, I think, right?
Similar.
Was it?
Yeah. I don't remember. I don't really
Don't even remember.
Does anyone?
That was a movie?
No. Hey, by the way, this is how we solve all problems in the world. Let's just rename all of our moms Martha. Let's just fucking do that. How about that? If Batman and Superman can stop their differences by just like saying that our mother's name was Martha. Yeah.
Have you guys seen the Batmobile from the new movie coming out?
I haven't seen anything for that movie.
They showed a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's kind of. Ugh.
This is the oh god, what's really bad is my pixelation here. Jesus Christ on a cracker. That's the BVS version.
And that's
the BBW version of this? What is this?
Yeah, the BBW version is the one Ron picked.
Ron, which do you like better? This version or the other version? Or the Batman 89 version, Ron?
Oh, well, I like this one better than the Batman 89 version.
Okay.
But the Batman 89 version, it's not bad to me. It kind of has a classic look to it. To me, that's kind of what I see for Batman vehicles anyways. It's like kind of a 30s throwback look, because that's always my Batman kind of feel. It's like he kind of Art Deco, old school stuff.
So
which Batmobile would Batron pick?
Batron. Let's see. I'd probably go back to the 89 one.
What do you think about the Batman animated version of?
Yeah,
it's basically like the 89 version, only without the dumb turbine on the front.
Right.
Like way sleeker.
Oh yeah. Oh, that one, the one below the terrifying.
Oh, the neon lunacy for sure.
That's in Batman and Robin.
I think it's awesome.
Look at those wings.
They loved the neon lunacy so much that they came out with the neon lunacy too.
Yeah.
One's forever. Well, they're both the Schumacher ones, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And the one that I don't like is the Tumbler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a crappy name.
Also, the Tumbler is the heaviest of all of them and the most like impractical. It doesn't make any sense.
Brian, what was your worst image? I remember what yours was. Hang on.
Oh, this is the whole discussion now.
Yeah. Well, Brian,
explain myself.
You just don't like the color orange. I see. Is that it?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I think everyone would be like, "Oh yeah, Dukes of Hazzard," right? You know, but this card definitely just didn't age well at all. Like, so that's the reason why I chose it, because it's just kind of the first thing that popped in my head was like, that's probably a car that no one really needs to revisit at this point. It's just it's called the General Lee. It's got the Confederate flag on the top.
Bad.
It's just like it doesn't work anymore.
Can we do a minute? You know. Can we just do a minute on the Confederate flag? Like I know when we were growing up, it wasn't that like weirdly not a big deal, but like now it has become a big deal. And isn't it weird that like so many people who love the Confederate flag when you think about what it actually stands for?
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. I never thought about it, and then all of a sudden when people start having a problem, I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of get why people have a problem with this flag. So, like Grant's foot, if you were to rewrite history and edit wrongdoings, what would you put on the top of this fucking car instead of a Confederate flag if you were the Duke boys? Sorry. What would be, John, I need to know, what would you put on the top of this fucking car rather than the Confederate flag? What would you do? The 01. Maybe like a skull and crossbones or something, like a piratey type of a vibe or something. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe like a picture of like a black dude hanging might be like.
Jesus Christ! I was thinking what you
Anarchy
era appropriate, guys. I mean, come on.
weren't the Duke boys just like bootleggers, right? They were like dudes that were like smuggling news.
Were they bootleggers?
I think that's the thing. I think that was their fucking thing. Am I wrong?
I don't remember. I barely remember any plot points at all about the Dukes of Hazzard, other than them getting away from Boss Hogg on a jump in the General League. That's all I remember. And Daisy Duke. That's
and like,
it.
was it Merle Haggard coming on me? Oh, them Duke boys.
Yeah. I don't remember anything else because I assumed that they used this because they were rebels, so they were, rebellious. So they used this, which really is they're traitors. That's really what they're saying that they are.
Let's modernize them and just put the fucking the
American flag,
MAGA
symbol on it. And then
I thought you were gonna put a MAGA thing on it.
Oh my gosh, put a MAGA hat on it.
It's a red card. It just says MAGA on it.
Dude, that is it. That is exactly the equivalent of what it would be right now. Pretty close.
That is funny.
It's pretty funny. You should do that. That's your episode art.
For a minute there, when the controversy about the Confederate flag was really going, like, what was that, like a year ago, 2 ago, they wouldn't let you sell. They stopped allowing you to sell Confederate flag memorabilia on eBay for a while, and so there was a time when you could not sell this toy because it had the Confederate flag on it. So like people were having to figure out creative ways to like sell it. I don't know if that's still true, though.
I mean, I feel like you've got to find out. And I also sorry that they took your money away from you. I know that you were like wanted to sell all your Confederate.
Well, I bought like 40 like General Lee toys, and it's weird. I could not sell them. It's so strange. Do you know? Here's a fun fact in terms of racist things. I totally forgot. They just today closed down the last Sambos in America.
They still exist.
There was one. Let's play a game. Let's play a Grant game real quick. I'm gonna go around. We'll start with Grant. Where do you think the last Sambos was?
Alabama.
Ron, where do you guess?
Florida.
Okay, Brian.
Castro Valley, California.
It's a Baker Square.
Yeah.
Dave, do you have a guess?
I'm just gonna go like Kentucky. I don't know.
Santa Barbara.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes.
You know what that is?
Was the closest one.
That was there were like 63 of them at one time in America. And the reason they were called Sambos is one of the guys' names was Sam and the other guy's names was Bo. And so they called it Sambos. They did steer right into that like Sambo stuff.
I swear, wasn't there were like wallpaper of the story in the restaurants? Yeah,
it was like pickaninny type stuff like all over that place. Yes.
Right.
But I thought it was
I had a meal deal. It was called White Privilege. It was like
yeah.
It was awesome, man. If you were white, you got extra fries.
Get that Lynchburg lemonade.
Oh my God. Jesus.
Anyway, that was just some fun racist trivia. They covered up the sign today and they changed it into something else, and then they're going to rename it.
Yeah, it's Timmy Hose. Tim Hose.
Yeah. Now they're just going to call it NI***AS.
Oh my
so
gosh.
it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's going to be fine, guys.
I can't believe that existed still.
I know.
Hey, John, would you like any attitude with that meal? Yeah. You like it? It's good.
All right. So, Dave, what was your crappy mobile?
I feel bad now because I was giving Grant shit earlier about like calling out regular cars, but this regular car is the shittiest car of all time, and it was in Breaking Bad. It was Walt's Pontiac Aztek, and it was picked because it was so shitty.
Okay. Do you know about the Aztek, Dave?
Oh, I mean, I know enough about the Aztek.
Now, Grant, you can tell me about the Aztek, right? Where did you first see the Aztek, Grant? I know where I first saw it.
The Aztek is the very first car that Survivor ever gave away.
That's right. Yes. They pushed this car like as if it was like the greatest invention ever.
Yeah.
They pushed it on Survivor. They were like, look, it was like usually around like the second or third to last challenge, they'll like give away a car. And in the beginning, I don't know what they do now, but like, so this was one where they were like, the Pontiac Aztec, you can open up the back and like camp, put it like tent.
Oh, right.
It was like this whole like Survivor type vibe to it is what they were pushing.
Really? I had no idea. That's like auctioning off a Mazda Miata or some shit.
Yeah, Del Sol or something like
It's an ugly fucking car, but it's kind of endearing. When I first saw this on Breaking Bad, I was like, they're not using an Aztec. That's so cool. It's awful, but it's cool. I liked it.
They don't make them anymore. Do you ever know anybody that had an Aztec?
No. I remember back in the day, I would see one every once in a while, but I haven't seen one on the road in forever.
I think it would be kind of rad to like do the thing that Ron would hate and to militarize an Aztec and make it badass as fuck. And then Ron would be like, I fucking hate it. Why is this thing in existence? I just want to do it so that Ron gets angry, more angry at the Aztec.
I'm looking at it online. It is so mediocre.
I'm out of here on that.
That motherfucker just stepped out of a DeLorean. Did you see
Yeah.
Now he's gone. Oh my God.
All right, I'll go last. My last one that I picked, let me see if I can find it here. This vehicle, it was my worst pick because when we decided to do this, I thought, well, what is the worst vehicle ever on TV or movie? The one that failed miserably more than any other one, and I thought was this one.
Oh, I thought you were going to pick the Love Boat. I thought you were going to twofer the
I did, I twofered it. Yeah.
Funny.
This is a love boat in a sense. I mean, if you're Lovey and Mr. Howell, this could be a love boat.
Yeah,
you know?
maybe.
John's subliminal boat orgy stuff.
Yeah. I'm really steering next week on a very special Geek Savants. The return of Juan Villa. We would get booted off YouTube so fast for that, by the way. No, this is my pick because this boat was just supposed to go on a 3-hour tour, which, by the way, like that seems like
long tour.
A small boat with a lot of people for a 3-hour tour.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a lot of boating for like a small boat like that.
And I'm sorry, Thurston Howell.
What's he doing?
Would not have been on that little ass boat.
Do we ever figure out why all of them are on that boat? There's a movie star,
super weird,
a millionaire and his wife. Like a farm girl and a professor.
Yeah.
Going on a tour.
Why are they all on that?
Can we get the rights to this show? Because I would love to figure all this out and make a story about it. Because it sounds amazing. Like, what if one of them was a murderer or something, and then they wind up on the island? Now you've got like a weird buddy comedy murder thing. That would be amazing.
That is a good idea, Dave.
I know.
You should make a comic out of it.
How do we get the rights to this thing, John?
Oh.
This is one of my favorite shows, and it used to get me so upset because I would get so frustrated with every episode because they'd almost make it so many times, and then something stupid that Gilligan would do or somebody else would do would fuck it all up, and I would get so frustrated.
It's surprising that Gilligan did not get murdered.
I know.
Who was your girl on that show? Was it Ginger or was it the normal chick? What's the other one's name?
Marianne. It was Marianne.
I like Ginger. She was a little hottie.
I think I like Marianne. I would say Marianne.
I'm a professor guy, man.
I know, right?
So, I mean, if any
Mrs. Howell.
Mrs. Howell, yeah.
Grant, you like Mrs. Howell. Come on. Don't lie.
Maybe a little.
Let me see what I got here. Let's see. Boom, and then I'll go here, and then we'll go here. So we get a nice visual. Oh, yeah, I think Ginger nowadays. I might have to go Ginger.
Yeah.
She's looking pretty good. I think they switched Gingers. I don't think that there's like 2 Gingers on this show. I think they did. Maybe. Am I right? Am I wrong, Grant? You know?
I think they switched her in some of the movies, like, you know, the later ones, but...
the Harlem Globetrotters.
Right.
I fucking love Gilligan's Island.
It's such a weird fucking show.
It's so weird.
I watched the shit out of that show when it was out, man.
The Globetrotters had to play against robots, but There was an island where castaways were on it, and then the Globetrotters showed up, and they had to play basketball against robots.
The Dharma Initiative was for sure on that island.
Yeah.
Who was?
Dharma Initiative.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were going to say it was the island of Dr. Moreau, which I also would have believed that was. All right. Well, that was our favorite and least favorite vehicles of all time on TVs and movie. We managed to get through without Dave sidetracking us too much, which is fantastic.
Dude, it wasn't me. It was Grant. It was Grant. All Grant.
I'm up here. I'm gonna put the list, the full list, for everybody to see, and I'm gonna post it after we post the YouTube episode.
There you go.
Then everybody gets to see them.
It'll be a Google Doc because it's going to have 5,000 names on it. He was about to read 5,000 names. All right, everyone. Well, if you guys enjoyed this episode, which I know I did, go ahead and just like, subscribe, and comment. And then, hit us up on our Facebook page. Next week, we'll read more comments. We had already pretty much burned through most of them. But we'll read all your comments next week. Thanks for joining us, everybody. And thanks to you guys for just being you guys, really.
John, how do you like these doors? You want some of this? You want to give me a hug?
All right, boys. I'll talk to you guys next week on the Flippy Flop. Okay.